I am super excited about this first ever webinar for my company, JSS Digital Marketing. So, little background about my company. For those of you who don't know, I am focusing on marketing myself and my company for chiropractors right now. But a lot of this stuff that I'm going to go over today applies for a lot of different niches. So, whatever your business may be, if you are watching this, this does apply to other niches as well. Digital marketing. What is digital marketing? That's what this webinar is all about. So just wanted to throw out a few questions. First of all, when is the last time you opened a phone book to find a business near you? And if you're like me, you haven't opened a phone book to find a business in many, many years. So if you don't use a phone book to find businesses, how do you find them? The answer that I would give if I was watching this is I would Google the business. So if I'm looking for a business, if I need to find something, I Google it. A couple of the things that I want to kind of touch on as far as digital marketing today. Just give a short little introduction about what digital marketing is, why it's important. You kind of should have a little bit of a clue about that now, just a little bit. And then we're going to go over organic digital marketing, paid digital marketing, and then wrap it all up and remind you why it's important again. In very simple terms, I tried to get these bullet points as simple as I could. So digital marketing is building a presence online so customers can find you. So instead of listing your business in the phone book where people don't really search anymore, you're listing your business online where customers can find you. And then it's not enough just to list your business online. You have to actually build authority with search engines such as Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, any of those ones that you guys use. You have to build authority with search engines so that they'll actually recommend you to their customers. Search engines make money off of advertising, they make money off of lots of things, but they don't want to recommend businesses that aren't going to benefit their customers. So their customers who are searching for things, they want to find specific things, and Google, for example, they're going to recommend what they feel is the best recommendation for that user. So if your business doesn't have authority, if it doesn't have a large digital footprint, they're not going to recommend you as easily as they would a bigger business, or not even a bigger business, but a business that has a better authority online. Digital marketing is also building a presence where your customers are. So that could be a Facebook presence, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There are so many places where you can build a presence for your business online. And then the last part that's very important is building a relationship with your customers by maintaining contact with them after they've left your store, searched for you, left your social media, whatever it may be. That would be sending out emails, sending out texts, just maintaining that contact after they've searched for you. That's very crucial in digital marketing because people, a lot of times when they search online, don't always have an intent to buy right away. Some do. Some are just ready to buy. They're like, just find me the thing that I need and I'm gonna go buy it right now. Other people need a little bit of time to think about it or whatever it may be. So maintaining that contact with them is very important so that you can remind them, hey, you searched for this thing a while ago. Is that still something that interests you? Is that still something that you're looking for? Because if so, we have the best such and such thing for you. Building authority. There are so many ways that you can build authority in the eyes of the search engines. One way is through something that's called business listings. So business listings is basically listing your company's information, so the business name, the business phone number, the address, possibly the website, listing all of those things on websites that already have authority. So we're talking Google Maps, we're talking Apple Maps, we're talking Facebook, we're talking Yelp. There are so many of them, but you basically list your business information on all of those websites. As long as it's the same across all of those listings, you will have much better authority than if you wrote it a little bit differently for each of those listings. Say you're in suite A, right? If on one of those listings you actually write out suite and A, and then on another one you use STEA, it's not going to be as authoritative as if you have the exact same address, the exact same business name, the exact same phone number across all of those listings. So that's one way that you can build massive authority in the eyes of the search engines. Yeah, another way would be creating a website. Search engines look for very specific things. You can create a listing on Google Maps without actually creating a website, but they look at those things like, is this business legit? Like, do they have a website? If not, might be a hobby. We might not recommend them because, who knows if they're going to stick around, because, there's that percentage of businesses that fail in the first 1 to 5 years. It's pretty high. So they look for those things about whether or not a business is actually going to stick around. And one of those things is a website. Then there is building a presence. So how do you build a presence online? There are lots of different ways. You can read what I wrote there, but the first way that I would recommend to build a presence online is to create a Google Maps listing. So when people Google your name, so say you Google JSS Digital Marketing, you're going to see my listing on there. It will have my website, it will have my address, it will have my phone number, it will have my business hours. That is, in my opinion, the first and foremost way that you can start to build a presence. Another way is social media profiles, and then linking all those profiles together. So linking your social media profiles to your website and having them all connect so that Google can say, hey, like we see this over here and this over here, and it's like the same name and they're linking together. So this is all under one. So now I wanted to talk about organic methods of digital marketing. So what organic actually means is that you're not paying for it. So you put your content out there on social media, on your website, on YouTube, wherever it may be, and you're not paying for people to come see it. They see it because they're searching for it on YouTube, or they follow you on social media, or they're looking something up on Google and your website shows up. Those are all organic methods of digital marketing. Your website, it's absolutely the best place to give a full description of what you do, how you can serve your customers. At the very top of the website, well, it's not obvious to everyone, so I'm telling you this now, that at the top of your website, you want a very clear and concise message to your customers about what it is you do and why it can help the people you serve. I can't tell you how many websites I've been to where I'm like, hey, this honestly, this looks like it might be something that helps me, and I get to their website and I have no clue what they do. I literally have no clue what they do, and I end up leaving because at the top of the website, when I scroll down, I cannot find out what they do. So your website is where you need to be very clear about what you do and how it serves your customers. Your Google business profile, that's what we talked about earlier about the Google Maps listing. That is officially called a Google business profile. And that's what shows up when you search for your business on Google or Google Maps. And like I said, same thing can be done with Bing, Yahoo, and Apple Maps, and a bunch of other listings. And then the third main way of organic traffic and organic digital marketing is social media. People, they like social media, if you haven't figured that out. Like, people love social media. They're on it all the time. So if you're not on it, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to be seen, to be heard, to be known. So if your business is not known, you will not thrive. McDonald's absolutely does not make the best hamburgers in the world. They don't. I'm sorry for any of you who love McDonald's, but they don't. They are one of the best known places to get a hamburger though. And that is why you know about them. You don't know about the mom and pop shop that actually does make the best hamburgers in the world, right? Because they don't make as much noise. They're not all over social media, all over the internet, all over advertising. Social media, it's a great way to get yourself known and let people know what you do. Next thing we want to talk about is paid digital marketing. So paid digital marketing can include several things. Two of the main things that I wanted to point out are Google Ads and social media ads. With Google Ads, it is the old dog, right? Tried and true method of advertising for your business. And it does fantastic. It's still around because it still works. And you can target very specific people, because when someone goes on Google to search for something, they're looking for something. They're actually intending to find something. Whereas with social media ads, people aren't always looking to buy stuff when they're on social media. And when an advertisement comes across their screen, sure, they could be interested if you're able to catch their attention, but they're not always in the mood to buy. They're not always searching for something specific. However, social media ads, like I said, they're the new age way of advertising. And because so many users are on social media, it is a very great way to catch attention. So for chiropractic, I got to talk about that a little bit. This is one of the things that got me into digital marketing and actually got me interested in doing digital marketing for chiropractors. I'm a case study of social media ads and that they absolutely work. I had been having back pain and just so much discomfort for so long. I was having a hard time sleeping. There was a whole list of problems that went on and on. And I saw an ad on Facebook for an adjustment that was $29. And it got me in the door. And then the chiropractor there, Dr. Jared, he's awesome, by the way, convinced me that he could help me with all those things that I was having problems with, the sleeping, the pain and everything. And so I paid him and I started going to him as his patient. And I can say that it has absolutely helped me. And I feel so much more alive now. I'm more flexible. I don't have as much back pain. It's still not perfect. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. But I'm committed to doing the exercises he tells me at home and having him adjust me. Now it's only weekly, but just wanted to throw that out there, that social media ads, they work. They absolutely work. I'm living proof of that. The last thing that I was talking about was building relationships. This wasn't actually on that agenda slide, but I thought it was very, very important to cover. So building relationships, there's three main ways that people contact each other outside of social media and such: by SMS, by email, by phone. Three very, very different ways of communicating. Let's start with SMS. Like it says, everyone opens their text. They have the very highest open rate and respond rate of any of these communications. But emails, we are always bombarded with emails from new companies, and they're just a little bit harder to get people to open. You have to be very creative with your subject lines and such to grab attention. And it's not as difficult if you find the right audience. If you find people that love your stuff, they are much more likely to open your emails. If you're blasting out emails to a bunch of people you don't know who didn't give you their email addresses, it's going to be a lot harder to get any responses from an email. And then the phone. Don't ever underestimate the phone and just picking up the phone and having a conversation with someone. It is so much easier to convey all the emotion, all of your message over the phone. Those are three ways. SMS, very short and to the point, very high open rate. Email, you can get into much more detail, have pictures, images, make it look all pretty, not as high of an open rate. Phone, don't underestimate that. It is fantastic. To conclude, this is just a little bit of data that I pulled from a website. Just the number of online users in the millions over a period of the last 22 years. So from the start of the millennium, there were 304 million users online, to now in 2022, where there's almost 5.4 billion users online, which back then that was 5% of the population, and it is now nearly 68% of the population that's online. That's just to show you, do people open a phone book? Absolutely. Is it their primary method of finding businesses? Probably not, which is why digital marketing is so important. There are so many ways that you can find new customers, returning customers without using digital marketing, but the world is moving online. These are just a few of the things that I thought were important to remember about digital marketing, and that is to have a website, Google business profile, social media accounts. You can do advertising, definitely not necessary if you don't want to. Business listings, definitely get those. Asking people for reviews, very underrated. And then following up through SMS, email, phone calls. These are just some of the ways that you can contact me, my company. You can actually text me at this number. That's why I put the little text icon. My website, my Facebook, and my LinkedIn. And I hope that you found this valuable. I tried to put in as much as I could, make it as simple as I could, to do a little overview of what is digital marketing, because it is so important. I know that it is so important, and I want everyone to be able to do this on their own. And if you don't have the time, if you don't really understand what you're doing, feel free to reach out to me. We have those services available that we can do them for you, and I plan on doing a lot more of these in the future to help. So this is just the very beginning of something huge. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.